Yo, good morning, friends. Welcome back to the Friday stream, episode number 96. 96. We're almost there, my friends. Hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome back. Good to see you all. Let me see what's popping up in the chat right now. We're back on track as always, showing up. Let's see what the chat is doing here. Welcome back, my friends. Yes. Hey, man. Good to see you, man. Kingster, good to see you. Alifa, good to see you. Welcome back, Derek, the man himself. Derek is a legend. He's always there, always there. Good to see you, Groom. Kingstar, good to see you. Master Chapox, good to see you, my friend. David, good to see you. Gio Mont. Hey, man. As always, thank you for the support as well. From your side, I appreciate you, man. Really, really do. Stauzy, good to see you. John Robert, or Jan Robert. Domingo, Salomon, Georgelina. Yes, Mike. How are you doing, my friend? Okay. All right, guys, back on track, right? Working our way back after yesterday's long stream. So I'm really looking forward to that here. Let's make that happen. We have a lot of things to cover here. So let's cover it up right now. Yesterday's trade, what target did we reach? What a surprise, what a surprise. The 4,540, remember? Remember? It took some time. New York had to do it. And until then, absolute mess. But New York did it. The New York session did it. We're gonna talk about that in a second here. So yeah, let's make it all happen, my friends. And
I can't let you go.
Let's make a good stream. Yes, sir. Welcome back, my friends. Good to see you. Oh. Gold is dropping a little bit right now at the moment. All right, we're pushing back down into this previous range, this previous area right now. It's going to be a very important moment for gold right there, especially that low volume node that we're watching right here at this current moment. I'm actually trying to short into this right now at the moment, and then look to see what happens inside of this beauty right there, this gap that we have been seeing already, sitting here for a while. There's a lot of support still for gold here, okay? Like I said before, you know, yes, unfortunately, we didn't got the move towards the 40s, which was our monthly target, right? Because we had set the target already beforehand. We said, yo, the monthly, that's the level that we're looking for. The reason why is because we have that gap. Remember, we had that gap sitting there on the monthly time frame, and we were like, yo, that gap needs to be filled. We need to go up, and that is the target, 4,540. Okay, that was the goal, at least, to get there towards that point. Unfortunately, yesterday's session was not giving us the opportunity to continue higher. We had to break down first, range during the London session, manipulate during the New York session, and then in the New York session, we finally saw the move towards that target, the 4,540. So something that I cannot always control, right? Sometimes you can be right about a scenario, but the timing is just a little bit off, regardless of volume, structure, things like that. And that's probability right there, okay? So anyways, did we take that trade? We did take that setup right there. It was actually very nice. We took it pretty much on the break of that setup right there, right? So pretty much right there. Because the moment you break back above manipulation right there, okay, you have that manipulation sitting there, the range, you have the manipulation, and then you measure the fair value or the value area high of the day, which is sitting right there. And the moment you break back above that, or you break above the point of control, then you can actually already tell the price is most likely gonna head to the target, which is the previous daily highs, but also our major target at the 40s, right? The 4,540. So we did enter that trade right there, as you guys can see right there. So we did actually very well, but I did not take this trade on the stream account because it was not. It was already late in New York. I had another account open still. I took it on another account, but yeah, not on the stream account. It would have been nice on the stream account as well, so it shows back that we made it back immediately. But again, trade has been taken, and the money's in the pockets for that reason. So that's my opinion what matters right there. And then we'll continue to work on our stream account. Okay? Hope that makes sense here. So yeah, sometimes, you know, you have to accept defeat for a new trade with a confirmation and be patient and not rush. And then try to get in. Okay? I did try to get in at the bottom already as well, but was not happy with what I saw there. But the break above there was the ultimate confirmation or the follow through, in my opinion, right there. So it was kind of like a no-brainer at this current moment. Target in the previous daily highs, and then of course the 40s right there. So yeah, that's a CME play. Okay, I hope you guys are aware of what a CME play is. The C, the constellation manipulation expansion. The goal is to trade back above the fair value. And then look at the order flow if buyers are actually winning here, or if it's all a trap. That's the idea. It's a very nice setup. It's high probability, high win rate, especially when you are in a quote-unquote more or less bullish uptrend, or you would better say like a bullish move to the upside, retracement. And in the retracement, you have that manipulation. That's very bullish. That's a very bullish signal. Okay? Cool. Hope that makes sense right there, right? If you want to learn about that right here, I highly recommend you to download my book for free. It's called The Trading Warm-Up. We talk about that exact setup right there, the CME play. It's actually very famous. It's a very famous setup. But again, how do you trade it with the volume profile? It requires a slight different approach, right? The C, M, and then the E right there, right? Very clean. Gold does this all the time, by the way. You just have to spot it. And that is one setup that you can actually name. You can name that setup and say, okay, that is one out of my 3 setups that I always trade. This is the win rate, right? And this is the risk to reward on average, right? And therefore, this is my profit factor, right? And because of that, you have actually a really important process that you can work with at this current moment right now, okay? So yeah, well, that makes sense. Some people call this accumulation, manipulation, distribution, but you know, it's about the entry. How do you actually enter it, and why? Why will we look above the value area high and not below it, right? That's the whole point, because it could also turn into a CME, where it's just a range. You break a CRC, sorry, and you retrace and you sell off. It's also possible, right? So yeah. Okay, in terms of today, let me actually put the link of the ebook in the chat. There we go. Yeah, in terms of today right now, like we are already getting down there, right? We're getting down towards this low volume node, which I'm watching carefully. Okay, what did we see earlier? We did see a little bit of a breaker here already. So what happened was price indeed created a range right there. And then we just kept following up with the volume profile, right? Constantly kept following up with the volume profile. And then what you can see is that pretty much the moment we tapped into, or we broke, sorry, the fair value of that right there. And I think this is something that you guys can use all the time. I highly recommend you to do this. One of the easiest ways to trade the open if you are, if you're just starting out and you want to get familiar with the volume profile as well here, you just mark out this volume profile from the open at 6 p.m. and then you draw it until current price every time. And then the moment you break below it, right, you need to get some sort of confirmation that sellers are coming in. Well, usually those rejection candles are actually signs that price wants to go lower and wants to target maybe lower targets, for example. So in the short term, I would say we're looking to the downside now. But of course, in the midterm, right, we're still in that pretty much strong trend right now. We're dealing with a pretty strong range as well. I'm not necessarily bearish for the rest of the day still. Let the market prove that we're actually bearish, right? This was a fake move, right, where we had kind of that head and shoulders manipulation where everyone went short and then whoop, major follow through right there, right? Major reversal. Let the market prove that it's actually bearish instead of trying to chase this. Unless it's like a quick trade, right? But I'm talking about targeting those like big fat orders, etc. So yeah, anyways, we have that right now. We're dealing with the value area. The value area is moving down. So obviously we're not bullish now because of the fact that we are, definitely still below the value area of today. And you can actually see that there is much more interest in sells rather than buys for now. Seeing if we can tap into this gap. And how do we got this gap? Well, let me show you. Okay, it's pretty much right here. We take out the volume profile from yesterday, the whole day, including the manipulation and everything. And then you can see that we have a gap in the value area or below the value area high, right? You can see this right there. And this is pretty much where it starts. 4507 down to like 4498, right? This is super important because if buyers are willing to step in here again, like it did before, then this is of course still major support right here, okay? That I highly recommend you to pay attention to. At the same time, you know, look at all those orders sitting right here, okay? These huge blocks. Hope you guys can see this right there. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so much freaking volume traded in those blocks. That is a major level to watch right there as well here at this current moment. And then on the 1 hour time frame, you can also see it right there. There's so much volume happening and you can actually see it so clear right here yesterday in the manipulation that this is that range that we talked about, right? And in that range right here, you had that huge manipulation right there. And look at all those buyers stepping in, aggressive buyers stepping in. So many buyers with so much volume. You could tell that this was gonna break above the VWAP. And the moment we did that, right there, we knew, okay, we're breaking above the VWAP with high volume. Sellers are actually trapped at the bottom. That is a buy. That is a serious buy right there. But that means that if you pull back to the VWAP, that you have to pay a lot of attention to it. Okay, and that aligns, I think, well with the low volume node as well right there. Okay, hope that makes sense. So right now I'm trying to see if you can trade towards at least the lows here, and then hopefully maybe bounce again. and stay pretty flat today, or I would say rangy. Let's see. Did you make profit yesterday? Yes. Not on the stream account though, but like I said, it's right here. And we actually reached the 40s. So that was around a bit over $2,000 again. So pretty much made back the loss from the initial trade. Yeah, sometimes you can't control that. Really. It's the market does in the end what it wants to do. Yeah, and I waited all day long for that trade, by the way, all day long after the stream. I waited and I waited and I waited and I was in a position and then I waited and I waited and I waited. It took forever. Yeah. Yeah, point of interest, I would say, is at 4.0. Yeah, I would say 7. We can actually fine tune this a little bit better towards the actual lows of that gap right here, where it significantly gets depleted. I like to do this sometimes as well here. So we just have a bit of a tighter zone that we can work with right there. And watch what happens there, okay? It's like around the 4,005. Something like that. That's something I'm watching right now. Right there. This area. Okay? Lorenzo, what's the account balance right now? Account balance right now is 19.5. Again, we've been hovering around here on the stream account. A little bit in the last, I would say, 2.5 weeks. We've been kind of hovering around at this account forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. 19.5 you can see right now at the moment. Yeah, we started at like 6. Yeah, and of course it comes after the yesterday's loss as well. But at the same time, right, we had like yeah, I could have taken a trade yesterday, for example, also on this account, and I was actually like, why didn't I just take it on that account? That we would have recovered immediately. I don't know why I didn't. I just took it on my other account. It didn't really matter. Because I took it on this account, but yeah, sometimes it happens. It's fine. Sometimes we take some trades outside on different accounts as well. Actually, more often than not, actually, outside of the ASIN session. Yeah. All right, that is the main reason. Yeah, so I am in short right now. I'm trying to see if you could trade towards the zone. It's already on break even right here. Okay, but the big trade, the trade that I'm actually really interested in, is this one right here. Okay, it's the long, actually, to see if you could bounce back now that we tap into our major area, find support here and pull back into the range and go back and break back into the value area and then continue to move again. So that's actually the big trade that I'm waiting for. So we can actually see that. Yeah. We tapped into this low volume node before. Is that a problem? No, I've seen low volume nodes holding up multiple times. Yeah, yeah. For me, that's never really an issue. It has been. I've been seeing how many times the low volume node can get tested. I've seen this, literally this happening, you know, many times over as well. So yeah. Yeah, another level, of course, the point of control. This is where the major range came to fruition, right? So this is where kind of like the big range came into. So let's remove this one for a second. That's this range, the previous range, the London range, the Asian range. It's pretty much this area right there, okay? But there is no way I will short in that level. I will only be looking for long still, as long as we're trading above that range. Yeah, especially that area from yesterday. It's such an important level because of the fact that we were just so strong before when we actually were getting rejected at it. I'm not sure if you paid attention to this, but the VWAP was actually holding gold down forever, like forever. And we couldn't break back above that until we actually finally did that right there. Then we created a gap, and that's the gap that we tested right here. And that's something that we were retesting, okay? So yeah, it's either zone A or zone B. Let's definitely wait for a good confirmation this time, okay? And see what we can do. But my goal now is to short it back into that zone and then see if we could long it. And the long will be probably the bigger trade. Yeah. Paulus says you need to react, not predict. That's actually really well said. I completely agree with Paulo. But obviously, you need your point of interest for it. So you need to know where to look for that reaction for. That's what I like personally. Okay? Yeah. How is your week going? Good, my friend Volk. Very good. I've been a bit sick though this whole week, man. But this whole freaking week I've been a bit like sick. I think a lot of stress lately this week specifically. Sick as well. Just a bunch of things right now, but everything is good. I can't complain. I can't complain. You can already see how it's reacting here. Wow, well, look at the reaction though. Strong reaction already. Okay. No, is my short gonna be in break even then or what? Already. Seems like it. There's a lot of volume coming in. A lot more volume. Oh, of course, it's 9. Okay, there we go. It's 9. Now we know why. It's the hourly candle, of course. Obviously, there is a lot of support at these lows right there. I'm looking at the order flow right now, where and why, where we are reacting from. But it seems like we're going to be broke even here. The VWAP is, we're trading below the VWAP already. At least the session VWAP for now. That's what we're seeing here. Yeah, there is definitely a lot of support happening, right? There is a lot of support happening on the order flow right there. You can definitely tell. It's a big push though, wow. Okay. All right. Okay. Anyways, with that volume coming in, has the value area shifted? Not yet. A little bit. Yeah, okay, in this case, if price breaks above the point of control again, okay, we are kind of in a different, we kind of have a different confirmation here because we're breaking back inside of the value area. We are breaking, closing above the point of control again. So let's see then if that makes a difference. But that was a quick one. Why didn't you close it in little profit rather than break even? Because it's not beneficial in the long term doing that. Because that means that on every little pullback I get scared and I would close my trade. And that doesn't really work for me long term. In my opinion, like the New York session actually has been performing a little bit better lately, Kev. Have you guys noticed the shift? Especially this week. Like, it was actually kind of crazy. Like, actually kind of crazy. Okay? Because if you look at it here, you can kind of see this pretty clearly. On a Monday, we had a CME trade right here. We had a range all day long. Then we had at 8:30 the CME play. That was a long. All right. Tuesday, we had a range. Manipulation at the top. Break below. That's a short. CME. Thursday, Wednesday, we had that crazy move. Okay, above the value area. And yesterday, we had a CME play during the New York session. So there were like 3 really good setups this week in the New York session. And when I say really good, like really good, like high quality setups. Yeah, dollar getting rejected here. Yeah, reversals coming in here. It's fine to get our hitting stop loss. Only 20% good trades will give 80% profits. Yeah, that's truly that's actually true. From like the big trades perspective, yes. That is true. All right, point of control is moving down. So let's see if we can close above the VWAP. If this is a reversal now with the dollar as well breaking. Let's see if we can do that. It just shows that we have like a filled break. And yeah, a closure back above the point of control. I'm not sure how long this move will be. Let's say it's there. It's pretty good. It's not bad actually. Would you re-enter or wait until you're off the structure? I would actually look for more the reversal plays if you can close back above the VWAP with the closure above the point of control. Kind of showing us that we just get accepted inside of the value area again. And then, yeah, holding that support here in the value area of yesterday and just bouncing from it pretty much, right? That's one of the idea. Like we have a huge gap there. Like it will act as major support. We were looking to enter lower, but in case this happens now, and you see the reclaim about the point of control, yeah, I'm trying to buy here, see where it goes. And yeah, the VWAP is now a little bit in the way, I think. That's the final layer. You can see there's still a lot of resistance there. Can I see your volume profile settings? Yes. There you go. All right, we are reacting from it. I'm thinking I'm gonna try it very soon, guys. If we can close above that on the 15, I'm definitely long biased. So that close is gonna really matter. In 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Don't use imbalances in the footprint chart. What we're looking for are just the trap participations, participators, the VWAP, because the VWAP on the order flow has been super accurate. And the volume, the amount of volume traded in each candle. Really something I care about a lot is how much volume is actually getting traded there. Why is the resistance here? The VWAP. Not this one, because you can say, oh, why is it not reacting? It is actually the one right here. You can see this on the 15 minute. It's looking very strong. I see those buyers stepping in here. I really like it. I really like this. This is actually very good confirmation, guys. Yeah, we're longs right now, guys. Like, longing. This is long. Material targeting the highs already. We're gonna build this freaking account back right now from yesterday. Yeah, long. Taking out those highs. Wow, immediate push. Come on, let this be the breakout that we're looking for. Come on. Is this gonna make our week? Are we gonna completely recover from this stuff? Yes, we will. Come on. I mean, it is a very strong confirmation though. Pretty much the goal is to take out the highs here. I can't see this not being bullish because we bounced from the value area of the previous day. We tap into a low volume node. Of course, it's not the lowest, but it's like overall pretty good. We manipulate in the value area. We close back above the point of control. The point of control is moving down. And the only logical target, in my opinion, is the highs. Maybe even a monthly target. Let's see. Oh, yes. Yes, this is kind of, we needed this, man. We needed this, fam. We needed this one. Could have taken that trade yesterday too on New York. But anyways. Another thing right now is if you close above the value area high, right? This is going to be very important because you have now the value high right here. If we close above that, then you break out of the value area high. Any retest right there is scaling or another confirmation as well. Because you manipulate the lows, you break up close above the highs, and then you have, let's say, the confirmation of the value area, the retest of that right here. No need for any pullback now, come on. He didn't say buy, he said longs. Really? I need to look back in the chat and in the stream. I'm very sorry if I wasn't clear enough, because like sometimes I'm in the moment so much, right? I'm trading live, I'm like so in the moment, and like I can feel it from this week, right? Like that I need to lock in. So maybe I fucked up. But I think I said it. I think I said a longs, guys. I'm long. Anyways, you have to close your above the value high right now, right? This is literally what we just talked about. And we are reacting from the value high now, and we're looking to to retest this. And there's so much volume. So this is another level that we talked about right there, the blue line. And the target is pretty much the highest, right? So pretty much right there. PTSD from yesterday, yeah, exactly. Now the question is, can we reach the 30? Can we reach the takeout the highest, number one? I will do the full breakdown one more time, because I think this is a setup that you guys also can definitely learn from, to be honest. Like, this is a setup that happened. They happened. This is a very good, this is actually a very good, how do I say that? Yeah, it's a good setup. It's a good setup. It's a setup that works. So this is something that we'll cover. So you can also learn it and use it and trade it yourself any moment. We'll make sure that this gets explained properly, because It's a big one, man. If you, yeah, we'll talk about it in a second here, but it has to do with the low volume node, and it has to do with the value area of the current day. So how the value profile is developing, okay, in the current day. Okay. Yeah, we'll go over this anyway. By the way, today we do have a giveaway. Something very special, actually. Something I have never done before. Today is the day I promised you guys that we will do that. Today is that day that we're gonna actually do that, right? We're gonna actually do that. So I'm very happy to do that and to announce this by the end of this week, which is today, the last trading day of the week. If you haven't watched, if you don't know what it is about, you can watch, you can get into the Telegram and read this video that I made for you guys right there, okay? And yeah, we'll talk about that one in a second here, because I would love to do this. The conclusion is, we have, of course, our gold hybrid trading system. We have our elite group. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna onboard one person, okay, personally, and I want to have one case study for myself. All right, I want one person for myself. I've never done this before. I do this once, and I will do this only one time out of respect for the people inside of our group, because I am testing some things as well, and I'm looking for someone who is willing to work with me for free, of course, one time. And one time only. It will not be identical to the gold hybrid trading system elite, but it will be, yeah, a hybrid. It will be, I'm testing something. That's the conclusion. And I need someone who is willing to test it with me. And yeah, wants to come in touch with me and wants to go on a couple of sessions with me personally. Okay? So I'm looking forward to that. Do you see a reason to take partials? Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. We are seeing a little bit of resistance right now at the moment. The thing is, though, like we broke out with a lot of volume, right? We broke above the value high, and even like we said before, with the value high, we had to bounce, right? We closed above it and we retested the value high. So the value high is now actually holding support as well. And we have that low volume node sitting right above it also. So in terms of partials right now, the highs are not taken out. Let's see, the 15-minute is not bearish yet. I mean, we're still not closing bearish at this current moment in time. I think we need to give it a bit more time. Yeah, I think we need to give it a bit more time. But let's see. We are a little bit overvalued. So this could be a sign of profit taking. But at the same time, if you look here at the actual footprint, this is where the footprint becomes so important, right? Because you see that there are trapped sellers sitting right here. And this is exactly where you bounce from. You see that? And this is why you use the order flow sometimes inside of a trade. And also in terms of exits, it's super powerful to time your exits better and to not just randomly exit the trade. without a proper reason. This is also a big reason why we use the Xau charts for that, okay? So if you are interested in learning about the Xau charts, I have nothing really about it here on YouTube yet. It is all in our elite, but if you want to try Xau charts, I think there are trials, I'm not sure, but you should give it a shot, right? You should give it a try. Yeah. This pretty much means if you reach those highs, regardless of that trade from New York yesterday that it didn't take on this account, that will end the week on this account in green. Sometimes all you need is one trade. Those highs are sitting right there, obviously. Also, reason I was in a little bit of shorts before, right? So it's like, wow, it was in shorts before, and now, but you have to be able to immediately switch. Everyone is already asking about Isabella. Where is Isabella? We don't need Lorenzo anymore. We need Isabella in the chat. Well, there she is. There she is. Closure in 10 seconds. So far, those sellers held really strong. I think buyers also are clearly still... yeah, clearly still in control. All right, let's watch this. 50-minute closures here. And we flip again. Lorenzo, how much do we need in the bank account for something? No, that will be free. It's gonna be something I'm gonna do once. Oh, damn. I think the highs are taken, my friends. We'll close this one. Boom. All right, took out 50 here. And I think these highs are going to be key. And now watching how this develops. Can we reach that monthly target again? So instead of taking profits all the way here, immediately there was so much volume. You can give it more room. Oh, wow. It's still going, right? Wow. For all the people that said like, yo, you didn't say it correctly or something like that. Because maybe I said it. I need to really look back at it, but because I could be that I'm so focused because I'm a trader in the end. And I'm like, I felt it today. I needed it, right? In a good way. Even the retest here from the value area high is still 140 pips. Even that. Even that. So that's an actual setup too. It's not like a FOMO. It's an actual setup because you close above this and then damn. What's the point when everyone missed it and it's been losses all week? Re-entry, extra additional entry at the top here. Not everyone missed it, I think. Your favorite signal provider. Love it. Oh, damn. Okay, we reached our monthly target again, guys. This is it. That was the rejection I was waiting for. Okay. Yes, sir. Done. 16,600 profit. Account is back. 23,600. There we go. 23,600. Okay. We started at 6, we're now at 23,600. We came down to 19 after 21.5, 19.3. Now 23.6. All right, Friday. Thank you, Friday. let's do a full breakdown here. And also look at what's next, because we're in that same monthly level that we talked about before. The 40s. This is such an important level. Okay. Right there. Right there. There is a reason why we're rejecting here. So I think it's extremely important to talk about this level. Because that's the target too. Right? That is also a target. Right there. That has been, or that needed to be mentioned. So even if you add it later on the very high, your target should have been the monthlies. Look at that rejection there immediately, right? Immediate rejection there. I was just not sure if price would, let's say, already flip here after taking out the highs, or if it would reach the monthly. It reached the monthly. So yeah, we did take out profits, but just for the sake of it, but like the monthly was kind of the for sure exit. Okay. The for sure exit. So yeah, we have to watch this very carefully, because this is like a major resistance, and this could act as a reversal again. So we have to go over this, okay? But yeah, let's do this. Let's do the breakdown. And also, what we're gonna do today is the giveaway right there, okay? I'm gonna onboard one person I'm gonna work with personally, okay? That person will not get inside of our elite, okay? Because the elite are people that like actually pay, like, you know, it's also respect for them. But again, you work with me personally for a couple of sessions. I'm working on something new, which is very beneficial for the elite group as well. And yeah, I wanted to use and have some person I can work with. Okay, so if you think that that's you, then I think I can help you a lot in this trading game. But only if you're willing, number one, if you're fully committed, if you have time on your hands to do that, and if you are all in on this. Because if you're not, and you're just like, yeah, maybe I could, but no, if you're like all in, you understand what we're doing here, then this is going to be the biggest thing I've ever done in my life. From a giveaway standpoint, right there. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Wow, look at that monthly rejection there, though. Look at the target right there at the 40s. How strong that was as well. Wow. Damn. Okay. Anyways, guys, if you guys could help me with smashing up that like button, I would highly appreciate it. We have 1,600 people watching. We have 281 likes. I never asked for likes, you know that, but like, it's getting a bit too low now. I have to do something. I have to say something about it. Whatever. Yeah, let's talk about this setup, please, because before we continue, because this is where yeah, this is a very important setup. This is like an aggressive setup. And you saw me, right? I went in aggressive, and it's not because of yesterday. Trust me. Okay? Really believe me when I say that. Okay? It's truly because of the setup. Okay? So let me explain. Number one, when we marked out this area right here, right? We had like the previous daily point of control. Okay? That is right there. Okay? The fixed range volume profile. We use it from the left to the right. If you are completely new to this tool, you can download my book for free. It helps you understanding how to work, how to use it, how to draw it, right? How it works when you mark out the daily profile, why it works, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Now, you have inside of this area, you have a blue highlighted zone. Okay? Now, that blue highlighted zone is what we call the value area of yesterday. Okay? Now, the trend is clearly bullish because we created a range. We broke out. We created a range. We manipulated. And we broke out again. So we're bullish, right? The trend is shifting to the upside, okay? So the structure is relatively bullish, right? It's kind of like manipulation, but still, you end up higher, right? You pull back, okay? So you look at the previous daily structure, the previous daily range, okay? Now, how do we do that? By marking out the previous daily volume profile. Now, inside of that, you have two levels, okay? You have the value area, high and low. You have also the point of control, but that is kind of the area that we're watching, okay? Then, inside of that, you have gaps. Okay, you have high volume nodes and low volume nodes. Okay, high volume nodes and low volume nodes. Low volume nodes are usually what we call inefficiencies in the market, right? These are like these hidden support and resistance levels, the way we like to utilize it right there. Now, it starts to drop significantly when we start to come down right there. You can see if we highlight this even further, then you can see that price is reacting from a low volume node right here, okay? So we tap into that low volume node, we're reacting from it, and this is why we got absorbed there. And someone asked me the question, can a low volume node hold multiple times? Here is your answer, right? It definitely can. So what happened then, okay? Market opened up during the day because now we have our daily marked out from yesterday, right? Give me 1 second. We have our daily marked out from yesterday right here, okay? Now what happened when the market opened up, it started to become a little bit bearish. So I was like, okay, price was shooting up, right? We mark out the volume profile and we keep doing that, okay? So initially it looks like relatively strong, but we failed, right? We took out the previous highs and then we broke down. But of course, at the beginning, you need to give the market a little bit of time to develop, right? You need to give the market a little bit time to develop before you actually get involved, because you need to understand the nuances a little bit, okay? So price comes back down and it starts to range. We keep using the volume profile of today and the volume is shifting. You see that? The red line is where the most volume is traded. It's pushing up higher. You see that? So the volume is shifting and then boom, you start closing below it, okay? And then price goes below and boom, we close below it again. You see that? And now it's about, okay, what is going to happen? Are we going to come down here? So I was actually thinking about shorting this, right? Towards this area, like a quick scalp, let's say, right? Back towards this area right there. Obviously, that is more counter. So I had to be a bit careful right there. Couldn't really do much with it, but price indeed came down. And every candle, I move the volume profile with me. And I could just see, oh, the volume is shifting still, right? It comes down again, it's breaking out, and we keep using it until we tap into our zone, okay? Price comes down, and it taps into our zone right there, and it reacts, suddenly very bullish. You see that? When we were shorting, we were like, oh, wow, the volume is coming in, okay? We used the volume profile all the way to where we are, and guess what happened, right? The volume profile started to shift. Do you see that? It started to shift higher. Now, the moment we broke back above, okay, on the 5 minute, it was actually on the 5 minutes, sorry. The moment we broke back above it, right here, and we started to close back above it right there, okay? You could see we started to close above the point of control. And that means from that perspective, when you tap into the low volume node, and you then break back above the area where today the most volume was traded, right? You have the confirmation for longs, pretty much, okay? So that was that candle closure right there that you saw above the point of control. And then you had that expansion. Now, it was very aggressive, but of course, this is pretty much a failed break of the value area of today. Push into the low volume node, which is the value area from yesterday. And think about this, right? 70% of all the volume yesterday was traded in this box and not about there. So we have nothing to do here. We care about this right there, okay? The internal confirmation was there, and then the target was the highs, but most importantly, the monthly. Why the monthly? Because if you go to the monthly time frame right now, and you look at where we are, then you can actually see that we had a gap there. Do you see that? A monthly gap, okay? So if we set in a horizontal level right there in a monthly gap, we set it at the top right there at 5441. And that is the target, okay? That is the target. So this is what we call a low volume node pullback trade. It is one of the setups that we trade. So we have what we talked about already. Okay, yesterday the CME trade, right? You guys are familiar with the CME trades right now. Let me know in the chat if you're familiar with a CME trade. Pretty much looks like this, right? Where you enter right there, okay? Where you enter right there, okay? After the manipulation took place, this is the entry right there, okay? And you look to target a higher levels, for example, right around there, or whatever the case may be, right? That is a setup that you can take right there. It's called the consolidation, manipulation, expansion. This is what gold does all the time. If you just watch those patterns, okay, then you know this is what gold does all the time, right? So that is a very important setup, but the important nuance is that you need to have the right context, right? So if you're in a trend to the upside and it does something like this and it rebakes above this, it's A+, okay? Why? Because it's with the trend and the manipulation included, okay? Why? Because people trade pullbacks, they fill, and then buyers step in and price reverses, okay? So this is one setup that we look at on these sessions. You don't see it a lot in Asia. You see it a lot more in the New York session, the London session. And this is another trade we take. And this is the low volume, no pullback. So this is setup number 2, okay? In total, we have pretty much 5 or 6 different setups that we use, that we look at, okay? And important, and the main reason why, and I said this to the community yesterday, why we name those setups, we give them a name, we give them a label, is because the only way to do that is by making sure that we understand what the win rate is, what the risk to reward is, what the profit factor is, how much money we can actually make with those setups, okay? So it's not just all random, okay? So when sometimes people say, oh, you're so patient, or you don't take any trades, or whatever the case may be, it's because we're waiting for specific setups in the market, because we trust those setups, okay? Still gonna not be right all the time, but if you want to grow your account, that is the way to grow your account, is to trade setups you know, and multiple of them, all right? So you can download my book for free right here. You don't have to pay for it. It allows you to understand the volume profile. This is a good start. And then, you know, if you watch the lives on a daily basis, I hope you can learn about the setups a lot more, okay? And actually see how we take them on a regular basis. And you can see, right? When I go to hard times sometimes on the account, because I have been, I have to admit, right? August, for me, the last like 2 weeks were not the best weeks for myself. But is my account dropping? Is my account getting weaker? Is my account, you know, losing money? I am not losing money, right? I am still making money, right? And this is the whole point I'm trying to make right now, is that even in moments when the market is not doing what I want it to do, because I just follow the process and I stick to clear guidelines, I still make money. So my bad months, okay, are actually relatively neutral, okay? And this is something that I'm actually personally trying to accomplish in this space right here, is to show that if you just don't fuck up, you can make it in this trading space and you can grow an account, okay? So like I said, I'm gonna help you guys out. I'm gonna go and get and trade this to 100K, that's my goal. And then I'm gonna retire, okay? Then I'm gonna retire. Not from the group, not from the elite, but from the YouTube streams for a while. All right? So my goal is to give you as much value as possible right now, and hopefully take you on a daily routine with me and lead you through the process. Yeah? And also give you the context I think you deserve, instead of just trade here, trade there. I think you can learn a lot more than just that. And I think you're better than that too, by the way. I really do believe that. Okay. But man, that monthly candle, the monthly level is really strong. The monthly level is actually really, really strong. Let's look at the hourly here. Yeah, we did take out the highs now, of course. A lot of sellers are stepping in. The VWAP has moved up. What about the value area of today? I will not get to 100K too quickly now because we're doing it gradually, right? We're not going for like the $20,000 trades, right? Not on this account. So it will still take some time. Don't worry. Okay, monthly 4541 was that rejection. Now we're kind of seeing how the market is pushing down. You see that that we already reclaimed the value area of today again. Like we did it again. So price pretty much came back into it. It couldn't really hold above it right now. We do have the point of control now holding as support again. It's so interesting how we had such a strong impulse and now indeed the volume is dropping and we're immediately slowing down. And the highs are taken out, of course, on both sides. Like we took out the highs here from yesterday. So the previous daily highs are taken out right now. We're back in the value area. We're overvalued as well. The VWAP is still holding though. Look at that. We're still above the VWAP. For example, this is something, this is a trade. Let's say I would take the short right there and if it break below the VWAP. Because the momentum is fading. We took out the previous daily highs. We are getting into the value area again. We're losing momentum. And we're breaking below the point of control, for example. Then what I would do is I would already lower my risk. If it would have been longs, I would have been increasing my risk. So it also depends on the trade. Yeah, so pretty much the idea is to see and wait for the hourly to close. This is in 3 minutes. The 15-minute is showing that there are a lot of sellers stepping in again. But the VWAP is still holding support. Well, if you can close below that, then I think you can short it again. Bit lower risk. In the ebook, you're told to refer futures, but here you look at Owanda. Yeah, I look at futures too. I look at futures too. In terms of Owanda, though, I really like Owanda. Owanda has one of like the biggest. It's one of the largest brokers out there. Okay. So they are dealing with a lot of volume. And I've been finding them very accurate. Very accurate. And I've been using them for a long time. A long time. When are you gonna do the giveaway? I think I'm gonna do it soon. Yeah, I think we're gonna do it soon. Still holding up quite well, right? So if this can't flip it, let's say, if it doesn't break the VWAP, then there's no reason to short, because we're kind of in the range right now. We know that we're in the range. We're kind of getting accepted in the range, larger range right here. So it's just gonna be ping pong, maybe today. I don't know. For now, it looks like we're ping ponging. We took out the highs again, and we're reversing back inside of the very area. So let's see what happens. I don't recommend you sniffing glue. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, I hate it. I had this the whole week. The whole freaking week I've been on the... Yeah, we're just watching right now to see if price can break this VWAP. If it's worth it or not. Lolo, hi, thank you, Lorenzo. Have a great day. You too, have a great day. Where are you guys from? Are you guys from any Asians here in the chat? Any Indonesians here in the chat, by the way? Always wanted to know that. Are there any Indonesians here in the chat? No Indonesians here, yeah? Erwan, Indonesian, nice. Selamat pagi. Sukabumi, nice. Okay, breaking the VWAP. Damn. It is breaking the VWAP. Is this worth it though? Oof. Damn, that's a quick one. And we have the closure as well. Right? Below. Yeah, it looks like we're breaking. We're losing that structure right there. At the same time, I'm looking at the order flow. We closed below that level. I think this is definitely sign of weakness right now. We're back again. We're getting accepted after the monthly high was taken out. Let's move the volume profile up a little bit here. Let's see if you can get into that zone. Yeah, I think this is against shorts, guys. I'm joking. A small trade though. Back to the very low again. We'll give it a try. All right. And yeah, stop loss. I would say target the lows, target the lows. It's a small trade though. And this is the last chance here. Above the very high. Sorry, above the very area high. Right there. $500. That would be hilarious if this one loses now. The main reason why is though is we have this closure below the VWAP right now. We came down and we swept the previous daily highs right there. Okay, in the monthly resistance, we do take out the highs. We saw a lot of chop. We broke inside of the value area and below the put of control. So for me, yeah, that is definitely something that I think could now retrace back to the value area low, right? So a quick scalp. Also lower risk because it's against our initial push here. Is the Asia session more profitable or the US session more profitable? Yeah, it sometimes switches. It's hard to say, really, man. Sometimes it's the US session that's killing it. And sometimes it's Asia that's absolutely killing it. Yeah, it depends, man. It really, really depends. It really depends on the situation. For example, this week, New York was really, really good. I really liked the New York. I did really like New York session here because you had 3 CME plays. They were very high probability actually. I face a lot of resistance here for sure, because we're now below the VWAP right there. Yeah, I end up now just trading the range itself because of the manipulation of the highs. Previous daily highs were taken out. If you then fall back inside of the value area of the current day, then for me, if you close below the point of control strongly, the chances of price just ripping down to the value area low is just higher. Right, so that's kind of what I'm looking for or waiting for right now, is for that to happen. And at least test the value area low. Bro, how come my chart is dumping and yours is not? I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah. Yeah, that's the goal right now. Getting to that very low here. It's the most logical target in my opinion. Okay. It's definitely a lot of absorption. Nah, this is let's go on the 5 minutes. Yeah, this is a reversal play already. Now I'm gonna get out at entry. At entry. Look at that flip. Okay. So we're out, 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 out. Just a reminder 10 times. We hit that low 5 node. We reacted from it quite well with the bottom wick. It was worth giving it a try. Why? Because if you close below and get in immediately and don't hesitate, you can get into like a squeeze back down to the very low. Did not do that, so okay. But that's what I kind of either expect from like a range trade or something like that. You know, I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh, that's something that we have to reach. It's just a smaller range trade. Can it reach the value area low? It can, but then your stop loss needs to be above the highs here, above the value area high, reaching this low, okay? But it's very messy, very shaky. So I'm not gonna risk this in this, in this kind of counter trade offense right here, okay? Could have been a nice squeeze though, a little squeeze. What would be your target then? The value area low is now sitting at 15. 15.7, something like that. Yeah. $50.7. No, 15, sorry, 15. 45.15. What am I saying, man? 45.15. Yeah. Dan's World, can you ban him? What's that? Isabella, are you there? Ban that guy. Dan's World something. Some idiot in the chat. Sorry guys, I never do this by the way. But there are outliers. Okay? There are outliers sometimes. For the rest though, while we're waiting to see how this goes here, I mean, in my opinion, it's a bit of a riskier play. Like if this was the squeeze, then this, in my opinion, was the squeeze where I would feel very comfortable holding. But also the risk reward is not super tempting, right? It was like a 1-to-1. But you couldn't take partials, right? So it's kind of like you have to be very sharp with your management. And the only way you could trade this in this range, in my opinion, is by getting in immediately here and pretty much hoping that it squeezes down like we did to the upside, that it like flushes down as quick as it moves up. And if it starts to stagnate and it starts to range there, in my opinion, usually, especially here, it's not worth it holding on to it. Okay. I'd rather go short if you see like some larger, you know, breakdown or continuation or whatever the case may be. But yeah. Okay. Cool. What I'm going to do right now, guys, is I think we're going to do the giveaway today, man. I'm excited actually to give this to you guys. So let me know if you guys are ready for that. If you guys want to do this today, that would be awesome. Yeah. Let me know. That would be amazing. Yeah. What is this thing all about? Okay, this is something that I usually do out of respect for my elite group, which I value a lot here. There are a couple things that I'm working on for them behind the scenes, and I want to actually see how it goes with one person, okay, one individual that I want to actually onboard to work with me. We're gonna do a couple of sessions together. This is gonna be free of charge, okay? I'll do this once and one time only, okay? Because in the end, the elite is where the magic happens. This is where the most successful traders get born, get created right now. We're building a really small group of guys that are absolutely crushing it. When we talk about those setups, okay? The low volume node pullback, the CME plate, these typical high probability setups, right? This is all stuff for the elite. But for you, if you're interested in work with me, I'm willing to also, help you out a little bit, okay? I'm gonna do this once and one time only for one person. And we're gonna hop on a couple of sessions together and I see how I can help you best, okay? I wanna try something new. I've never done that before, okay? This is my first time too. So if you are interested in this, then what you can do is the following, okay? And this has nothing to do with the elite, right? This is something separate. But I am willing to help you out here and see where you where I can help you right now in your current stage of where you are at. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? Let me see. How are we actually gonna do this? Number one, smash that like button. That would be highly appreciated. Okay, but secondary, make sure that you're subscribed to this channel if you're not subscribed yet. I prefer actually guys that already know me, right? Not the guys that are new. Honestly, if you are new and you're just watching me, out of respect, right? I prefer people that are actually already, inside of our in our chat, inside of the group already for a while. They have been seen me taking wins. They've seen me taking losses. They know how I deal with it, how we still been able to grow the account regardless of it, right? They went through some shit with me. If I can find you, that person who did that, then I'm highly excited to work with you for a couple of sessions, okay? Let's see what we can do with your trading and how I can help you out. So, how are we gonna do this right there, okay? Let me think. I don't think that Nightbot is going to be the one that will really do it, because it will just give some person random, right? A random person. Someone that maybe doesn't want it enough. It's going to be very difficult. Okay. You know what you guys need to do? Nah, we're gonna do Nightbot. We're gonna do Nightbot. That's just the only way to do it correctly. Like the only way to make it fair. Because there is no other way we can do it. Right? There is no other way we can do this right now at the moment. Okay? Okay. All right, we can do it 3 different ways. We have the active chatters, okay? We have a keyword, or we do a random number. Active chatters, keyword, or random number. Okay, we're gonna do keyword. Okay. Subscriber lock modifier, VIP lock modifier, moderator lock modifier, regular lock. Okay, the regular gets a 10x modifier. Ah, that's how it works. Okay, so the regular viewer, okay, has a 10x chance of winning. Okay, it has to be this way. All right, it has to be this way. The subscriber, if 3x. The moderator, a 10x. Yeah. The regular gets a 10x modifier, okay? Cool. Hybrid, my friends, let's do it. I will reset the entries right now and type in the word hybrid one time. If you do it multiple times, you get removed. Okay, you get removed. So right there, okay. I see some members in there as well. Let's do it. Yeah, you see, gold's chopping around there. Better that we did that. Okay, I will do it one more time. There we go, now it's okay. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna press the button, my friends. I know it's a small chance, right? But I do want to work with one person. I mean, I'm gonna literally spend my time with you, right? For a couple of sessions to guide you through a process, okay? Now, I have to admit, all right? If you can afford the extra charge, it's worth doing. Okay. If you can't afford the extra charge, then tell me, yo, I cannot afford the extra charge. Okay. I'm not going to pay for your platform. Okay. Up to you to decide if you want to do that. Okay. That's the only thing that this is that Orderflow platform that I use. I'm not affiliated with them, by the way. I have nothing to do with them, by the way. Okay. Just so you know, I don't make any money over them. Nothing. It's just something that I've used always on the stream. Okay. Then that's something that we can do. But, all right. I'm going to press this button right there. Click on choose a winner, request the button. Let's go. Mr. Mohammed Swap 9407. I've seen you a lot. I've seen you a lot in the chat. For sure, I've seen you a lot. Is that correct? I've seen you in the chat a lot. Definitely. Definitely. Let me know if you're here, my friend. Let me know if you are. Let me know if you're here. My G. He's here. All right. Amazing, man. Okay, cool. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right. Awesome stuff. I'm also going to reach out to some other people, you know. Isabella also, by the way, has been doing her absolute best. So we're going to help her out a little bit as well here. Got the moderator. I think she also deserves some credits. What do you guys think? Yeah? What do you guys think? I think so. Okay. So we're gonna help each other out here on this channel, right? We really want to make this work. Now, in terms of the elite, right, the actual community where we are actually operating in, because I do have a community, it is very small, a minor community, I could better say. 60 people, all right, 65 people. That's it. And every 6 weeks, we add 20 more people to the elite. Okay. I've been closed right now for 5 weeks. All right. Every 6 weeks, we open for 20 more people right there. Okay. This is what we call the gold hybrid trading system. One system, this trading system, 6 different setups. Okay. 6 different setups. By the end of the program, you end up with a cheat sheet. You know exactly what type of setups you're looking for. We're going to give this to the latest group next week, which is Group C as well. We've been working with them right now. And I'm very excited to do that, giving them the cheat sheet as well for that. They've gone through the whole process. Okay, 6 weeks, 12 sessions, and live sessions, live trading sessions. And of course now, the actual setups as well that come with that. Okay, so that's gonna be next week. I don't know exactly what date yet, so you need to pay attention to the streams. It could be at the beginning of the week, could be the end of the week. It depends a little bit on the situation right now, but that is something that is coming again. Okay, the hybrid elite is opening up for around 20 people, and that's it. All right, that's how I like to do things here on this channel. I open up for a small group every 6 weeks or every 2 months. We're gonna be closed in the week. It's gonna be very quick, and then I can just stream, and then you guys can all follow my live trading journey on this channel, where I grow my account from 5 to 100K, okay, publicly, and you're seeing it all, right? You're seeing the wins, you're seeing the losses, and right now, and I'm very happy to say this, guys, to be honest, I am happy to say this, because we had a bit of a rougher month in August in the last like 2 weeks, and we're still up. I hope that makes sense. This is for me an extremely important moment, because you have to understand that the only goal, in my opinion, in certain moments in the market where things don't go into your direction or the way you want it to go, how much money can you preserve throughout that period, okay? Because it requires 1 winner or 2 winners, and boom, your next leg up is there, right? So it's all about capital preservation at certain moments in time as well. I think it's super important to pay attention to this right there, okay? And we're sitting at 23.6 now, okay? So we came as low as 19. We started at 20. We came up a little bit to 21. We went back to 19. Now we're at 23.6. And we are continuously growing this account right now publicly with full transparency. And I think that is the best way of doing the live streams with you guys, is to be real with you guys, okay? To be absolutely real with you guys. And the people that come here on a regular basis, I really respect you. I really care about you, and I really am happy that you're here, because it just shows that there are people out there who are really willing to learn, who really want this. And yeah, they just don't chase the next big bag, right? Whenever we have a losing trade. That's not the point. It's about, can someone grow his account consistently over time? That is the only thing that matters. And can that be done live, publicly? Right? Okay, guys. In terms of the market right now at the moment here, I'm happy that we got out of that setup at the end. It was worth giving it a shot if you had the squeeze. We didn't see the squeeze, so it was a quick try. I mean, that's it. The big move was clearly that move right there. We are dealing with a lot of resistance now, the higher time frame. Okay, so I'm really kind of observing right now what we're going to do here, how we're going to react, and what price now will do at this current moment. I think I'm going to give this a little bit of time to develop. Okay, if something happens in the New York session, which I like, I will actually today mention this in Telegram. Okay, so for that reason, join the Telegram as well if you are in it. It's a free group right there. You can join it. It just allows me to give you updates if needed. Updates like these, but also there are 3 videos in there for the new people out there. This allows you to understand the volume profile better, okay? The volume profile playbook, which is lesson 3. We have low volume nodes, which is lesson 2. And we have time-based versus structured-based volume profiles, lesson 1. Watch those videos. Get a foundation, and then I'll update you in case something happens on New York. I'm not expecting too much from London, but let's see, because London this week has been absolutely garbage. To be honest, the New York is where it was this week, okay? So let's see what happens, my friends. All right? Mohammed, man, I have your details. Message me on IG, and I'll get back to you right there, okay? All right, guys, thank you very much. We'll keep the stream a little bit shorter today. I think a lot of action happened. I mean, shorter, it was still 2 hours, so within our time span, okay? Let's make it happen. Let's have a great weekend. I wish you all the best. And if I see something in New York, I will update you on Telegram. If a setup according to our setups occur, okay? That's the only way we can do that. All right. Much love, my friends. See you next week. Thank you.